Hello, off-roaders. So today we're going to take a look at this. This is the Greenlight branded 1995 Ford Bronco. I know they've done a lot of other Ford Broncos, but this orange one really called out to me, with all these extra gear on it as well. So let's take a closer look here. The Ford Bronco dates way back to 1965. But this is the 5th generation Bronco, which I guess came out in 1992. And it was based on the 9th generation Ford F-150. Okay, so engine-wise, you could have a 4.9 liter inline 6, and then all the way up to a 5.8 liter V8. And I think there's a smaller V8 option as well. Back in 1995, they sold over 37,000 of these things. Sadly, I really remember this particular Bronco because O.J. Simpson was in a really long car chase in California after he was suspected of, some problems with the family. Let's leave it at that. Okay, so an odd thing about this one is there's some safety upgrades were made to this generation of Bronco, but it could no longer be marketed as a lift-off hardtop. The hardtop can come off physically on the real vehicle, but the rear seat belts were bolted to it, and the wiring for the third brake light were also part of that hardtop. So legally, you can't drive without a third brake light, and legally you can't have rear seat belts. So, but some people I think did it anyways, even though like Ford removed all that stuff from the literature, and also they used Torx bolts, so they're a little more difficult to remove than your standard hex bolts. Alright, so that's what I found out about this vehicle here. So let's take a closer look here. I'm gonna take the top off later. So yeah, the orange is really nice. It's just looking over this thing. No, it's not bad. Okay, so the panel lines, they're pretty good. They're not super wide like a Hot Wheels. And then we have a protruding door handle painted silver, a lock mechanism. This Bronco printing looks pretty good. Let's see if we can zoom in. It's really crisp. And I think it says XLT, like the trim level. Alright, so that looks good. And look at these, look at these wheels. They're really nice too. They look like multi-piece wheels with these, little bolts running around the perimeter. Oh, but what's going on? I hope that's just a tire thing. Or is that part of the wheel? Oh, alright, never mind. That's just a little piece of rubber I can probably deal with later. Okay, so the fuel filler doors here. Clearly this is not a standard bumper. This is one of those crazy aftermarket steel bumpers, as well as this brush guard, the additional light, and the winch. So, although it's not stock, I'm fine with that. I think it looks cool. It's kind of like something I would do if I actually owned this vehicle. Alright, so now Greenlight has these plastic lenses, which I really like. And then they painted these... No, wait. I don't know. I think this turn signal... Is it paint or a separate piece of plastic? I can't tell. I think it must be paint. Okay. For a moment I thought that was like an orange piece of plastic. Okay, well anyways... The grill actually does go in there. There's dimensionality in there, so it's painted black, but there actually is air going in there, so that's pretty cool. The hood looks pretty good, and also the reason why I bought this is the hood doesn't open, so all the panel gaps look pretty consistent all around the body, so I like that. Unfortunately, the quality here is some sort of extra paint going in there, but anyways, this is nicely cast, and also it's got some black paint on these wiper blades, so that looks pretty good. And then some black paint around the window trim. Alright, let's see this side. This side you can't see in the packaging. No problems that I can see. In fact, the tires are better on this side. Alright, so... Oh, I see. This one, I'll have to try to roll it later. Hopefully I can remember. Alright, so the back here, So, first thing I'm noticing, the painted taillights, but this one, what's going on here? There's like an extra red triangle. But the Ford badge, that seems alright, I guess. Or does it look like it's printed twice? It looks like they printed the Ford badge 2 times or something. Or like, why is there an ellipse inside the other ellipse, but not on that side? Maybe that's their way of showing it's three-dimensional. I'm not sure. That's kind of... What do you guys think? Is that a mistake or on purpose? Alright, well anyways, it looks like we have another aftermarket steel bumper with, in this case, some little rings here to tow. Yeah, I don't know about this. This is bothersome. I'm wondering if I could take alcohol to that and wipe it off. I might have to try that. Okay, so I think that's everything on the outside. Oh boy, look at this. There's like a bunch of squiggly orange paint here. Alright, let me zoom in here. I don't understand how that would even happen. Why would that happen? I'm just thinking, I can't imagine why you would have such thin orange. You know, they painted this top, but why would you still have this from the paint process? I could understand like a faded out spray, like spray painting, but this looks like, you know, someone like threw like weird. Okay, I don't know what to say about that. Alright, so anyways, we got these 4 auxiliary lights and they're painted white, so they at least match those. Oh, this is kind of sensitive. Be careful of that. You could break this thing off pretty easily, I think. Okay, but this rack seems far more rigid, quite durable, at least compared to the front. So this is nice. I like this rack. It's pretty cool. So I think if I collect some more stuff, you know, gas cans and stuff, I can put them up here. So let's take this thing off. One thing I'm also noticing on all Greenlights is they don't have side mirrors. I could understand some of the classic ones, like I have a Nissan Patrol and a Jeepster Commando. Maybe those had really tiny spindly mirrors. But, you know, looking at this Bronco here, those are pretty big mirrors, right? So, we'll compare photos later. Alright, so anyways, there's this bench seat back here, and it's pretty nicely detailed, you know, the molded and stuff, molded textures. I also like the fact that there are no side windows, so you can see that interior nicely. Let's get the flashlight out. Right, there's a... Let me try to hit the focus here. Okay, there we go. So yeah, a lot of good details there on the inside. Buttons, the HVAC controls, the center console rest, the doors seem to have like some sort of armrest there. Alright, so no complaints there about the interior. Does it look better without the top or with the top? What do you guys think? Me, I actually like it with the top. I'm gonna have to try to... This paint's still a bit of an oddity. I'm gonna have to try to polish this weird squiggly paint out of there. Strange, right? So it's interesting. Yeah, the whole roof is a clear piece of plastic, and then they painted what they needed to orange. So I think it's effective. Yeah, some distortion on this one, but okay. Well, alright. So we got a couple of problems on this guy. But let's compare it to the photos here. The mirrors. That's kind of a... When a vehicle has big mirrors like that, I kind of feel like they could have mirrors on a 1/64 scale car. You know, clearly other brands will do it. The question is, do you think a Greenlight, you know, the cost of this warrants mirrors? Maybe it can't be done. Especially when they're putting in a lot of money into this thing, you know, very accurate wheels. So, I'm not sure. I guess I'm not really bothered by it not having mirrors, but sometimes, you know, it's just nice to see a more realistic model. It's clearly not realistic without side mirrors. Alright, well anyways, let's look at the back here. And then, quality problem wise is what the... I mean, come on, man. I don't think there's any quality control inspectors working at the factory that makes these for Greenlight, because you'd have to be blind to not notice this, right? So basically, any mistakes that happens, it seems like Greenlight just lets it go through. They're just like, whatever, someone will buy it or not our problem. So that's kind of too bad, right? Having a brand that doesn't really care about the quality of their products. In fact, there are a lot of Greenlights I want to buy. It's just that I look at these in the shop. I won't buy Greenlight online because I see some in stores and like the complete things are broken off. Like this whole rack would be missing and loose on the packaging, or misprinted tampos all over the place, and like totally jacked up tires. So I only buy Greenlights at the local stores, and I have to look at them myself. In fact, this is the second one I looked at. The first one I looked at had other, problems, cosmetically. Basically, the paint on this back piece wasn't enough. You could clearly see, like, it was a 50% transparent. The orange just wasn't thick enough. So I passed on that one and picked up this one. But even so, this one has two problems cosmetically. So that's unfortunate. And there's plenty of other Greenlights that I want to buy at the stores. They're just not really. They all have problems. So it's a problem I think Greenlight should try to address. Okay. Well, anyways, so that's a bit of a rambling. So I apologize for that. But I think I'm still pretty happy with this. I'm gonna try to polish that paint off, and maybe for the taillight section try to take some alcohol to it and see if I can clean that up. So what do you guys think? Is it for you guys or not? I don't know, but I bought it, so I'm stuck with it. Alright guys, well I'll see you guys in the next spin. Thanks for watching.